We're kicking off Section 5, Other Build Enhancements and Features in VSTS Build and TFS Build. So what are we going to cover in this last section? We are going to start off by looking and understanding the build results that come back. So you get a lot of information out of the build, and we're going to break it down so you understand what you're getting back. Then we're going to talk about the outputs and artifacts from the build. So the build creates artifacts and can push outputs out. So if you need values like connection strings or something like that, you can get values pushed out of the build during the build time. And so we'll look at that. Then we're going to show you how you package .NET apps. We're going to actually package up our .NET app and show you how we can go about doing that. And then lastly, we're going to look at the test results. So I'm running automated tests as part of my build. I want to see some test results. What type of results can we see? We're going to talk all about that in the last section. So in this video, we're going to actually discuss the build status. Builds return quite a bit of information. So let's break some of that down so you get an understanding of what is all there. So what will you learn? Very simply, we're going to understand the build results. So when we talk about understanding the build results, we're actually talking about the summary and the results screens that you get from VSTS or TFS when you run your builds. There's a number of things you can get from the build in terms of information. You can get logs. You can review details on the build. You can see code coverage results if you actually have set up code coverage with your automated tests, as well as some other options available to you. So you can kick off a release, you can retain it indefinitely. So there's various bits of information in here that I think would be beneficial for most teams. So what I want to do is go into the demo environment, and I want to walk through all the different pieces of information you can get back from your build. Okay, so I'm here in our demo environment, and I want to review the build results for some of the builds that we've been running, especially the builds we ran in the last section. So I'm going to go to my CD build, and I'm going to click on the little ellipse here right about the center of the screen, and I'm going to choose to view build results, first option in the list. What that's going to do is take me to this screen here where I can actually see all the results of a particular build and everything associated with that build. So for example, let's go across the top here. You can see you can actually go in and edit the build definition right from here if you need to. You actually have the ability to queue a build if you want, or with diagnostic logs in case you need diagnostic logs for anything. Then we can download logs. So these are all the logs of all the steps that occurred during the build. We can retain it indefinitely. For some reason this is, it's a bad build or it's a good build and we just want to keep it around. We don't want to get rid of it. We can retain it indefinitely. And then lastly, we can actually kick off release and go into the release management piece of VSTS or TFS. So you'll notice here the first bit of information we get is we get the build name as well as the amount of time that it ran and when did it complete, as well as a live graph here. So this little live graph allows me to click through any one of these and I can review them, which we're going to do in a minute. Then we go down here into the summary. The summary contains the build details here on the left, and you see it gives you the definition. It's the build.cd where you can actually edit the build definition. The source is release 1. The commit, you can actually go into the code for the source version and see the commit that actually took place. Who requester and queue name. So what queue are we using? In my case, we're using default on-premises build agent, so that's going to be the one that shows up. You can see when it was queued, when it started, and when it was finished, in case you need to have that timing, or you want to see what's the time, why is it taking so long for the queued builds to run. Again, we can go look for that type of information in here. And retained by release is called, and that's the retained state. So again, we will not worry about retaining any of our builds because I don't need them. These are my CD builds, and I will retain them on the release of the software, not on the building of the software. Then down here you see we have issues. And so you'll notice here, this first one, it can't find the right version of Visual Studio, for example, on the machine. And that's just a warning. It's falling back to 15. And then we have some results in here about warnings from you normally see in Visual Studio and the error screen. So you have your warnings and errors, and this is some of that information that's being pushed out to you. On the bottom, you'll notice we have associated changes and work items linked to changes. So while nothing really changed from between this build and the last build, there was no new work checked in. This probably I kicked it off manually, and there was no work items associated with the check-in that occurred. I'm not going to see anything in that list, but I will look for one in here and we'll show you how you can see your associated changes in your work items you worked on as part of a build process. It gives you those results. And then lastly, you can see we have deployments. Over here on the right, shows you what's deployed, what environments, what the release number is. It can take you right into release management. And you can see we have 4 environments and one of them has failed already. So we'd want to go and take a look at that. We have test results there, but we're going to wait on that because later on in the course, we're going to actually discuss one video on test results. Okay, so we're going to go up here now and we're going to go look at one of those builds that we were talking about in the live graph. This one failed, so I'm going to go take a look at what's going on there. Okay, you can see we got a lot of the same information. One extra thing we have here is we have the actual error that was thrown when the build was run. And what it's basically saying is it could not find version number data in build_build number. So it was looking for the version number and using the build number as its point of reference, and it couldn't find a version number in there. So that was during the testing of our versioned assemblies PS1 file that we were working with. So again, we fixed that and it's all good to go now, but again, the build failed because of that. You'll also notice down here in the associated changes at the bottom, we have a commit number or a commit ID. Who committed it and actually what file was added. So you can see now if I had more than one commit, let's say I had 5 commits between this build and the last build, I would list all of them out here. So let's click on this commit ID and it's going to take us over into the code section of VSTS or TFS, and it's going to show me, in this case, the whole file that was checked in. As you can see here, everything's there. It's looking good. You can actually go over into here and add an overall comment if you needed to comment this for any reason. But again, we'll do that after a build. We'll do that more as on a pull request, for example. So that's really it for looking at your build summary. Like I say, up here you can download the logs as a zip file, or you can queue, like I said, the new build. So with that, let's go back and wrap up. All right, so what did you learn in this particular video? Well, we discussed the build results. Hopefully you got an understanding of what comes out of a build once it completes, whether it passes or fails. And we showed you things like the failure message or commits that were associated with that particular build that was fired off, as well as a host of other information. So again, I really encourage you to go in and look at that build that you're running and dive into the results and see what kind of results you're getting back. It gives you a wealth of information.